Did he just willingly take the stab? Oh shit. Well, you know what? One way or another, Class from the Elite was coming back with violence against women. Oh god, these two are gonna be a riot together. Well, you see, he cooked me a romantic dinner. Here's the thing, we're worried about her potentially leaving a tracking device. Her coming over when she's over could definitely indicate that she might have planted something. That hair tie could absolutely be a listening device. Because it's not like a normal hair tie, it's something that could have something in it. And he didn't check under the fridge, did he? He checked under the counter. I got my eyes on you, girl. I got my eyes on you. Damn, he actually went for the fucking kill. He's trying to beat women! That's my girl. Ooh, yeah. See, here's the thing. You don't have to physically outpower someone. If you can use their own strength against them and also have your own pretty solid moves, you can win. Unfortunately, she did get tossed. My boy is built different! Oh. See, I was so focused on if there was a tracker, I didn't even consider the fact she came back to steal something. I didn't see that. I did not see him wanting Hosen. But you know what? I'm kind of here for it because this motherfucker might be a top 3 character right now. Jesus Christ, we are so back. You know, those are just some of my highlights. You want to catch full live reactions to all 4 of these episodes, head on over to the Patreon. But let's jump into this. I mean, this season is already not what I was expecting. I mean, I was hearing rumblings, oh my god, for once we're going to have great pacing. Listen, I personally walked into these 4 episodes saying there's never going to be any pleasing source readers, right? Especially for Class from the Elite. Every season I like this show more, and all I hear more and more from source readers is how dog shit it is. But so far, maybe it's an April 1st joke, people seem to be fucking with the pacing, and honestly, I'm kind of right there with them. As someone who actually didn't really have issues with pacing as an anime only, it didn't really feel that jumbled to me or too fast-paced. There was something different about these first 4 episodes. Maybe it's due to the fact that, you know, I watched 4 in a row. But it did feel like they kind of took their time a bit more, but not in a way that anything felt dragged out. There was so much that happened, and I ain't gonna fucking lie, guys. Hosen is already one of my favorite characters. Now, he is an asshole. He pisses me off. I wanted to see him sliced and diced, but you know what? This is a man that is going to be so interesting as a partner. Because throughout these 4 episodes, the whole time I'm thinking, yeah, I understand it's a 16-episode season, and in order for this show to finish in a normal time block, because TV stations usually do 3 to 6 month time blocks, you know, it makes sense to drop the first 4 episodes so you finish among all the other 12-episode anime. But no, I feel like the reason they really wanted to make 16 episodes is because episode 4 was the build-up. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 were the building blocks to get to the knife scene. And, you know, was the knife scene Sakuga? Oh my god, look at these in-between frames. No, but fuck, man, the mood lighting, the impact of the actual stab, and how unfazed he was as, like, everyone else is just jaw on the floor, how is this guy not flinching, was fantastic. We don't know which student, hell, Ayanokoji himself says he doesn't even have a strong enough opinion to even make a guess who the White Room student is. And that can get him expelled if he's not careful. But then they drop the bombshell that there are also students with the entire goal, I think they said it's 20 million points if you get Ayanokoji expelled. That really throws a wrench into the equation because up until that reveal, it would be very easy to figure out, like, okay, anyone who seems like they're trying to fuck us over has probably reasons to believe they are the White Room student. But now we realize that just random students as well are probably going to seem suspicious because they're trying to get mad points. That's unfortunate. But I really think the reason why episode 4 hits so hard is the fact that, you know, early, I think it's episode 2, maybe episode 3. I watched them all at once, so my memory's a little fuzzy on what episode is what, other than obviously episode 4's knife scene. He talks about how he's no longer going to hold back. That the difference in the issues that are kind of presenting themselves to him would, yes, be issues if he was playing by his normal rules. He's no longer playing by the rules of pulling his punches. And I feel like the knife scene is a great example. I do have questions about that, because the idea that he wants to be laid back and not really too much in the spotlight, someone who is going to be able to do scenes like these, yes, in this case, it doesn't make him stand out insanely as a whole. But if he's going to start showing what it means to not pull back and to see what Ayanokoji can do when he's not limited, I don't think Horikoshi gonna be the leader of the class for too much longer. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of questions I have about this, but it's so fascinating because, to be honest, similar to Ayanokoji, I don't have a strong opinion on who could be the White Room stew. I'm sure we've seen them. I would like to believe it's someone that was a focus, but to be honest, who I had the most focus on, I don't think can be the focus anymore. Like, bro even says, yeah, it can't be Hosen. Like, that's why he wants him as a partner, because he's the perfect partner. There's no way someone who basically did these extreme measures would, he's the safe bet right now. And I honestly believe that. And he was probably like top 3 suspects. And my other suspects aren't even like bold suspects anymore. They're just like gut reactions. So let's go down the list. So Nanase was absolutely someone who I was like, could be. I mean, the main thing that had me have my eye on her was in the first episode after the strangle scene and everything, she gives side eye. And I was like, okay, she's very much more clever than she's letting on. She isn't simply following the leader. I can't say I'm convinced it's her, but I mean, there's, I guess, an argument to be made it could be her. I guess I really only had 3 people on my mind because obviously Hosen was one, Nanase was the other, and then it was the pigtail girl, right? What's her name? I'm gonna have to look that up. I guess her name's Ichikawa. I don't have the other episodes still on my computer, so we're gonna use this shot for her. You know, I'll be honest. The thing that had me very suspicious it was a White Room was initially I thought she left a tracker, right? So she leaves a hair tie behind. And the hair tie literally looked like it could have been like a listening device or a tracker or anything, right? And it was under the fridge. Because when her boy, after she leaves, because she forces him to cook for her, right? He checks under like the sink to see if anything was left behind, but nothing was there. So I was like, okay, it's probably not her. And then I was like, okay, it is her. But then they start talking about how, well, she has reasons to try to get him expelled because by doing so, you're going to get 20 million points. So I don't even think it's her. Like, the 3 characters who I think has the most likelihood of being it, only one seems safe at this point, and that's the motherfucker who stabbed us. I'll be honest, this season's gonna be good. And this comes from someone who I think, I mean, memory serves, I think season 3 was my favorite. I think I liked season 1 and 2 roughly the same amount, but either way, it's been a pretty progressively better series for me. But yeah, you know what? I was ready to come up here and be like, oh my god, the pacing, you know, just meme with the fucking light novel readers, but no, it does feel like the pacing is different. I'm also willing to admit the pacing might feel better for me just because I watched 4 episodes in a row. Maybe this show really is great for a binge. I've never binged this show. I've only ever watched it weekly. But it does feel to me, and you know, maybe sorcerers will disagree, or maybe they'll completely agree. I don't even know anymore. I've given up on trying to predict how source readers for the show feel. All I know is I think the visuals are slightly better, and I think the pacing is decently better. I'm not going to say significantly better because I never thought it was bad, but it does feel like it's a little more tightly constructed this time around. Also, both the new opening and ending songs, visually fucking cool, but I really dig the ending song itself. It's really good. Listen, Classroom of the Elite, I don't think will ever be a show that will please everyone, especially those dedicated source readers, which, hey, you're passionate, I get it. But I think, you know what, the fact that this show's remained to keep its popularity, if not increase it over the years, despite rumblings with source readers. I mean, you know what? Is it ever going to have Demon Slayer animation? No. But when the art is looking this good, I don't need that crazy of animation, especially given the type of show it is. And I really did like how the knife scene looked. I feel like people are going to bitch about that it's not animated enough, because it's probably like the key scene of these 4 episodes that people were anticipating. But I really hope people appreciate the lighting and directing because I think they did a really great job. But you can let me know your thoughts down below. What did you think, whether if you're anime only like me or source reader? How did you feel? 4 episodes in one is crazy. Season 4 not going where I'm expecting, and also Ayanokoji unleashed full potential. The season going to be crazy. Thoughts down below though. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell, of course, if you haven't already. And you know what, Patreon, you can catch full live reactions to all these episodes and more. Like, hey, you know I got to give those video shouts to my patrons, because without them, you wouldn't see these YouTube videos at all. Alrighty, so today I've got Rayala, Marin, Tyler, Kami, Oakcliff, Mislav, Ayo, Kin, and Frosttree, so I appreciate the support. Please take care. You know, have a good one.